Welcome back to another episode of the Power Podcast. Today, we have More with us. She's energy medicine practitioner and she's into energy healing. More, can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure. Hi. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here. My name is Yelvington. I currently live in Portland, Oregon. I have three kids. I'm married, and I help women mainly and men heal trauma in the body so they can attract the love that they desire and have the best life possible.
That's great. That's great. So my first question to you will be like, what is energy healing?
Okay. So the best way I describe it is energy is everywhere. It's everything. Everything is made out of energy. And so when we experience trauma, a lot of times the energy from that trauma, from the experience, gets locked in our body. So, for example, if somebody even says something to you that's really painful, you can feel it like they punched you in the stomach, and you can walk with that feeling for days, sometimes weeks. You'll go back to that, or even years, remembering that specific moment. And even though they didn't physically punch you, it still feels like that. That's how trauma is, and that's what energy is. It's we're carrying the energy from that experience in the body. And so to me, energy healing is really going into the body and energetically clearing those stuck emotions, those fears, those pains that happen from the experience. So your body can feel light and free again.
Okay. So my another question is, what is your latest client transformation journey that you want to share with our audience?
Wow, there's so many. Actually, I just had one recently that was really powerful. I had a woman come to me because she kept waking up in the morning with really puffy eyes, and we didn't know what was going on there. And normally, when eyes are involved, it's because there's something that maybe you don't want to see. Anytime there's something with the eyes, it's like, okay, what don't you want to see? Or what are you avoiding watching? Right? So these are the questions that come up from that. And when we started working on it, we come to find out that she left her hometown
Mm.
like 20 years ago. And when she came back recently, in the last couple of years, and she went back to a workplace that she worked in when she was a teenager. And apparently, a lot of trauma happened in that area, in that specific workplace that she returned to work. And so all this stuff came up, all this trauma and all this unprocessed emotions that she never felt and dealt with. So in this one session, we were really able to clear all of that past. She was thinking, I'm 50 right now. How does
Mm.
something that happened to me when I was 15, how is that even still reactive?
Mhm.
But her body was totally reacting to it. So when we cleared those emotions, she was able to actually cry a lot of that pain out and release the eyes. All that puffiness was gone, and she was able to actually walk into her workplace feeling really good and empowered, and she didn't have that unspoken burden, energetical burden she was feeling. And that's it. Her eyes now are completely better. They're not puffy anymore, and she feels really good going to work.
Oh, that's a really interesting transformation. My third and last question, like lots of our audience also have this question, like how can one attract their soulmate?
Okay, so I am working with a lot of women, especially to find their soulmate and from when. And for the wonder, so the number one thing I want to say about this is if you're looking for someone to love you, you want
Mhm.
to ask, do you love you? Do you love what you're looking in the mirror? Do you love the person that you are? Are you attracted to you? Are you being the highest version of you? When we're looking for a soulmate, we have this list. Oh, I want them to look like this. I want them to have this much of money. I want them to have this job. I want them to have this house. Do you answer those questions if somebody else made a list about you? Right? And so what I really work on with my clients is really becoming the highest authentic version of themselves by clearing the traumas, by clearing the negative beliefs, by clearing the subconscious patterns, we can step into who we are and really embrace that and really love it and be in that power. And then our soulmate is like, there's my person, right? Because it's almost
Right.
like you're behind all these masks when you're trying to be somebody that you're not. And so your person doesn't really, can't really find you, even if you're in the same room, right? You're not in the same,
Same
he
page.
can't see, you can see. Yeah. Yeah. They're in the same vibration. And so by you really stepping into that, your soulmate will just find you so much quicker.
Right. We have to become the person of value. We have to become that person to attract same energy towards us. So yeah, I'm also firm believer of that. And yes, I really like how simply you explain all these things, how to attract your soulmate in just short words within just, I think, 40-50 seconds. I really like that. Thank you so much more for being on my podcast. I really enjoyed talking with you, and I guess our viewers also will get lots of value from this podcast, especially from that last third question. So yeah. So thank you so much for being on my podcast.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.